Hey, what's up, everyone? My name's Lionel. Hey, I'm your host for LT Productions, and you are watching I Watch You Watch. We are covering The Real Housewives of New York. I believe that this is season 15. I'm going to be covering episodes 10 through 12. Hopefully, I get it done in one video, but if there is another one, you know why. Please pay no attention to the shadow on my face. But I appreciate everyone for coming to my channel. Please like this video and also subscribe, and you can leave your comments below. Now let's get into it. So episode 10, we see that Sai is on crutches. She done did something to herself. She had a piece of glass cut into her foot that hit a bone. She was getting on an elevator and she had some things in her hand, and some things were slipping out of her hand, and she thought that she could kind of save it or catch it or at least give it a better fall if she used her foot. I've done that many times. Now with glass, I don't think I ever done it. I don't know. But anyways, it's cut there, so she's on crutches and all this good stuff. She's doing something for Fiore, but I don't remember it. Jenna, I thought this was so brilliant. She's not the creator of it, but hey, she's wanting to get rid of a bunch of stuff, so she's having a closet sale. She has this area of her, I don't know if this is her place or she moved all her clothes someplace, but you can see this long line of people that wanted things from Jenna's closet. So she said that she sold, it was a $15 entry fee, and this was a way to make sure that people who wanted to buy actually buyed instead of just saying something, you know. But that was a way to know. But there was a long line. Sunny Hostin from The View, she was there. I said, oh, okay, hey Sunny, shout out to you. But she won't share the amount she made. I mean, why not? I don't understand why not, but whatever. Raquel meets up with Aaron. They have this, ooh, I forgot the name of it or how to say it. Halloumi salad, Hallomi salad. And they both shared whatever the salad was all about. They checked in with each other. They were kind of overwhelmed with personal stuff that's going on. And they talk about Uba as far as how they feel about Uba calling Aaron a gaslighter. Aaron, I may have just said this because I wrote this note down here. Aaron is a gaslighter, but not in this situation. It wasn't I don't know. It seemed like Aaron and Rebecca, this was the whole thing about the pregnancy thing. Brynn decided that she was going to be the third character of this rumor for whatever reason, and she took it with legs to fly and all with legs and with flying with the whole situation. Well, she said, no, the only thing I said is that Rebecca wasn't pregnant. Or Rebecca wasn't, I forgot, either not pregnant or she wasn't just, you know, sleeping around or whatever, you know. But I think Raquel and Aaron, they kind of just settled out the problems and all that good stuff. Or at least with the issue that she had, because she just really didn't understand why Aaron would say one thing, and we got Brynn just doing something, running with something of her own crap. So this is the engagement party that Raquel and Mel are having. The theme is ballroom, and I think I said this before, but this is very standard within the LGBT community. I don't know anything about it. I really didn't understand it until I started listening to Beyonce's Act 1, The Renaissance. Of course, so many people are very fluent in this, and it was kind of more, I don't want to say low-key, but it was something precious to the community. Now it's become more commercial and everyone thinking that they can have their own opinion about ballroom, and it's like, in a way, it's kind of like disco. I mean, did you know the disco started with gay folks? Then it got commercial, and then it started getting very watery, and then until finally they banished disco in 1980, I think it was. Yeah, they just, whatever, consumers or whatever said, we hate disco, F disco, and everyone that was benefiting off of disco had to find something else to do. A lot of black folks, they had to recreate themselves. They had to do a lot of rock pop type stuff. if you go study the music genres in the 80s, they had to do something else to try to survive again. So, because disco was gone. Oh, let's see. Raquel's mom does not show up. Uba comes in her attire, ballroom attire. She's calling herself Natalia. Jessel came as Madonna. For some reason, nobody ever gets what she's doing. I got what she was doing, but whatever. Jenna, she came in, and of course, she dressed more like a man. I think she put on butt pads, or she needed butt pads. Either she put them on, or she did need some. Uba, she had an open shirt, but she had on a bra, and they were like, "Why don't you just take that off?" So the ladies finally got her to take it off, and all that good stuff. Chris, International Heartbreaker. I don't know why I wrote that down. Anyways, Aaron and Abe switched genders. Abe was Aaron and Aaron was Abe. It was quite the gag. I loved it. Sai, she couldn't come because of her leg. Bryn, all she did is put a cape on because as much as she wants to be a lesbian or baiting in lesbianism, she doesn't know how to really play in character, which is very dumb, and I don't even know why the queer people on the show keep dealing with her in that way and not just snap on her. Uba coming after. Oh, Uba is upset because she's hearing Aaron telling everybody that Uba's coming for her. Uba's coming for her. Why don't she say something to me? Da, 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 da. So she's avoiding Aaron and all that good stuff. Aaron says, I'm going to avoid her myself because I don't want to get into it with her. Okay. So Jenna tells Uba what Aaron is saying. And of course, Uba's like, I don't know what's going to happen. We just talked last night, so why is Aaron making this whole thing up or this issue up? That's what her and Bryn do. I don't know what's up with this cast. I really don't, because it's like, on one hand, I don't like the drama, but it's like Bryn and Aaron are the only ones that are bringing the drama. Others don't really want to participate in it. So it's like, what type of show do y'all want? I don't, look, Bryn just be doing the most and just causing a lot of havoc for no reason. And then I want to take ownership for it. Aaron is that way too. They embellish stuff and twist stuff, and it's quite interesting to watch them, but it's also like, ladies, y'all need to work. Y'all need to do something for real. So I think this is after the party, but we find out that Bryn is working on a self-help memoir because we are that interested in Bryn's life. Her dog Sugar is there, and the author that's helping her is Hannah. She has a Me Too story. We learn a little bit more about Bryn as to a man taking advantage of her. The reason she doesn't really attach herself to a man like that, because she feels, well, she's been violated, for one. And then also, she doesn't want to tell other men about what has happened to her. Why? I don't know. But the guy robbed her of her not being married and having children by now. The only person that knows about it is her brother, and now the world. She didn't tell her grandmother before she passed away. And she thinks that would have helped their relationship better because she was distant with her. Like, I agree with you, Bryn. You left that statement out there, and you could have been a lot more closer to your grandmother, in my opinion. So being vulnerable is not a huge thing, unless she's talking with her brother. Sai, Raquel, and Uba. That's when Raquel and Uba, they find out about what happened to Sai's foot. Of course, it was the glass hit near the bone and possibly an artery. She said, possibly, let's travel to Puerto Rico. That can make it look better. So Raquel said that she has a trip that she wants to take to Puerto Rico. Uba doesn't know what Aaron is getting out of this, trying to say that she's coming for her, because that's not it at all. And Uba feels hurt by how Aaron is acting. But that is Aaron's sister, you know? Well, at least they talk more than her sister. But it's not worth speaking to her about, blah, 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 blah. Aaron and Bryn, they go to City Meals on Wheels. This is an at-risk seniors where they, I guess, they package, at least at where they're at, this warehouse, and then they send off meals to seniors. And then, I don't know about, we can't talk about it. I don't know. I don't know what that was. I'm sorry. I wrote all this stuff down and I can't remember what all was in the episode. Episode 11. We go off to the Puerto Rico trip. Looks like everybody's flying commercial. It's been 6 years for Raquel seeing her mother. They talk about who's going to share rooms because they don't have enough room for singles, for everyone. So Raquel and Jenna are going to share rooms, and Rebecca and Sai are going to share rooms. The women are going to go, they get to the villa or whatever you want to call it, and they go to claim the rooms, and Uba goes to eat food. She doesn't care about it. But wait, there's more. Bryn was supposed to get the icky room because she did not want to share with Rebecca. She didn't want to share rooms. However, Bryn went to go take the other good room and left Uba with the shitty room. So they're talking about it outside, and then finally Uba's like, it's fine, blah, 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 blah. Then Uba goes to look at the room, and she said, I'm not doing this. I have too much money. I make too much money. I'm going to go to St. Regis. I said, lady. It's like Bryn was wrong, but at the same time, Uba, shut up. You really irritate me sometimes. Really do. So Uba was ready to go. She's talking to production. Looks like production's trying to get her to stay. She said, Rebecca said, look, I done seen your apartment, and I'm sure that room was just about as big as your apartment. Sai says, look, I'll just take the room. Blah, 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 blah. You can do what you want. So all is well in the cat. Aaron's going to share a room with Rebecca so that Uba can have her own room. I think that is just so crazy. But whatever. So Jenna, Raquel, and Rebecca. Rebecca said, look, I really didn't want to share because I have children. And Bryn says, you know, what's the difference? And Rebecca said, oh, you'll find out when you'll understand when you have children. Bryn takes offense to that and is very icy with her in regards to that. Meanwhile, Jessel is not able to find her bag, so while Bryn is trying to get whatever frustration she's feeling at the moment or wanting to be a bitch, Jessel's like, have you seen my bag? Have you seen my bag? And they're like, no. While Jessel's asking, Bryn's like, do you know what the Wi-Fi password is? And Jessel's getting pissed off, like, what? Jessel in confessional, she feels like production is playing a trick on her. What is going on? What we do find out is that Bryn had the bag the whole time. She was hiding it from him, playing a prank. It seemed like after last year, y'all wouldn't want to play pranks on each other. You know how Uba got upset over her phone. And Jessel's like, look, my passport and all that's in there. If she's got to do something else, why don't you just let her know? These pranks are very crazy, but Bryn doesn't respect Jessel whatsoever. She knows who to play that prank on. Aaron and Uba, they talk, and Uba's like, well, why didn't you come to me instead of going to everybody talking about this stuff that I'm coming for you? Well, she said, I didn't really want to deal with it, but what about all this gaslighting that you're saying that I'm doing? They agree to disagree about the whole thing. Aaron doesn't feel like she is, but Uba says she isn't, blah, 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 blah. And all you see is Jessel going around getting more frustrated while she's being ignored. So Rebecca, Jenna, and Aaron, Bryn. I think Bryn and Rebecca were going to talk. Well, anyway, Sai comes, Uba comes, Raquel comes. They asked, did Uba settle things with Aaron? They said yes. Bryn, do you know how ridiculous this scene was? Because Bryn was egging stuff on to see what Uba was saying. Uba said, you know, we just agreed to disagree. We didn't really agree concerning the gaslighting thing. Bryn gets up as Aaron is trying to, I think, change it to some other clothes. Runs to Aaron and saying that they are still being negative about what's going on. Aaron comes out and she goes off about why y'all still being negative about it. We try to settle this and all this. And then they were like, who thinks that I'm a gaslighter? Because everyone else was on Uba's side in regards to what Aaron does to people. Sai says, you do bizarre things. You won't just say gaslighter. The rumor, remember the rumor of Rebecca, da, 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 da. Aaron's like, how am I getting blamed for this? This is her idea in the first place. So what are you talking about? And Aaron says, I'm done. And then she goes outside and Uba follows her. And they have it out in a good way. So Rebecca wants to speak with Bryn, I think. I think we find out that Rebecca says that she did take a jab at Bryn. Like all the stuff that she was doing to other people, she needed a taste of her own medicine. I said, look, I don't have nothing against what Rebecca's trying to do, because Bryn goes too far in a lot of situations, and it's time to get her taste of her medicine back. Welcome, Rebecca, to the Real Housewives. So they go to a restaurant. We find out that Jenna did not buy that Bentley. It was just the lawn. So I forgot who said it, either Bryn or Aaron. Is Jenna poor after all? It's like, and then Bryn was like, I think I'm turned off. I don't want anybody that's just loaned anything. So then Bryn somehow brought up what Rebecca said, and they kind of get into it, and Rebecca said, you seem to thrive off of being a bully, and that needs to stop. And that was the end of the episode. It was just kind of like, okay, get up in her tail, Rebecca. I'm really loving it. Episode 12, Bryn, I'm not a bully. I need you to stop coming for me. Or is that right then and there? Stop coming for me. I think maybe, whatever. They settle everything. I think Rebecca said stop coming for me. I wish I remembered. I'm sorry. I may be quite the bad reviewer right now. It's because I watched this stuff days ago. Back at the house after the restaurant, Uba put a dresser in front of her door because she has no lock. She said that she does this all the time. I think Cy was trying to come in when she's in New York. I said, lady, I mean, maybe New York, you need to have more safety precautions. Raquel and Cy, they talk. Raquel talks about her mother. She relates to Raquel. Cy relates to Raquel a lot because of how unattached and not really emotional that their mothers are. And Cy says that she got that from her mother. Raquel says, there's different levels of being homophobic. Cy says that she resents her mother for choosing an addiction over her. Jenna, Jessel, and Rebecca. When are you going to get into it with Bryn? Explain more of what Bryn is going through. Oh, they ended up explaining more of what Bryn was going through as far as she's got her eggs and all that good stuff, and she wants to become a mother and all that. And she said, I did not know all that. Maybe if we get to know each other, it may be I probably wouldn't have came that way. But don't poke me. I said, go ahead, Rebecca. Raquel and the cast, they go visit Raquel's mom. She's been down there since Hurricane Maria. They were without electricity for a whole year. Puerto Rico is a part of the United States and did not get the help that they needed. The Puerto Rico government were quite crazy. It's just like, it just feels like the same thing that's going on right now and how Puerto Rico is treated. Raquel sets up an iPad for her mom so that she could FaceTime her children to leave her with no excuse as to not being in communication with them, and all that good stuff. Cy ends up saying that Raquel's mom is the same as her mom, blah, 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 blah. Raquel, again, is boosting for her mom to come to New York. She said that she has a fear of flying. So she said, look, why don't I come down here? I think me and Mel come down here. We come pick you up and fly you back to New York with us. Would that help? And she just said yes. I'm kind of upset because it's like, why does Raquel have to put in all of the effort to make things as comfortable for her mom, and she doesn't have to do anything? I think that is so crazy. I think it's so crazy. Ugh. Aaron, Bryn, and Jenna. Oh, they're out shopping right now. And Aaron, Bryn, and Jenna think that they are the cool girls because the other girls are content creators and they're tired of taking photos and all this good stuff, blah, 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 blah. So Aaron, Bryn, and Jenna, they go and have margaritas. Layla, who is Aaron's daughter, calls her and says that she's ready to go home and nobody will take her home. And she's asking for someone to get her Uber, specifically Aaron. Somehow, there was a lot of jokes that were going around while they were shopping, and it got onto the subject of Abe having a short wiener. And Aaron said, oh, no, he doesn't. It is large. Do you want to see it? So then she showed it to Jenna and Bryn. I don't know who said it, but it's long, pretty, beautiful, with the tip. Like, let me stop. And let's see. So then when they finally meet up with the other uncool girls, they go out to eat again. And Bren brings up about Abe's wiener and says, I got a dick pic. Aaron says, what's the big deal? Because Ty was like, oh no, I'm not showing my husband. I wouldn't around this group, especially around Bren, who's very flirtatious. She may be harmless or whatever, but look, I was being a girl's girl, Aaron says. You know, that's the kind of thing that women do amongst each other. I don't think that that's the same as if Abe would have showed your hoo-ha, but JJ, to the guys. Right, Aaron? So I don't know. Hopefully Abe is okay. Abe is probably okay with it because it's an ego booster. But I understand that there's a difference between genders in that whole arena. So they're laughing at Jessel's shoes. It looks like when Kim Kardashian was wearing these shoes, when she was pregnant with one of her daughters, one of her children at the time. I said, y'all are just always so mean and picking on Jessel for what? Rebecca, Aaron, and okay, back at the house, Rebecca offers an apology, but you know, Bren said, look, really, I thank you for being the first one to step up, but I think I owed you an apology first. I was projecting my insecurities onto you, and that wasn't fair to you. I said, whoa. Bren has never been honest about anything. Like, okay, maybe she just respected Rebecca. She respects Rebecca more than she respects the other people on her cast because she wouldn't admit to anything. She would probably apologize, but it would be some BS. So I was like, okay, maybe because Rebecca came to her maturely about whatever, because Rebecca said, I didn't really know what was going on. We don't really know each other in the first place, and maybe we need to get to know each other, and we should just start over. So those are episodes 10 through 12. I'm sorry if it felt a little bit off. I just couldn't remember why I wrote some of the stuff down, unfortunately. That shouldn't be an excuse, but at the same time, it had been days, and I guess I didn't remember how it actually flowed in my mind about certain aspects of the episodes. Right now, they're still in Puerto Rico, and Uba and Bren are just being Uba and Bren. The stuff I saw last week, or during this week, with the clips, disgusting. Disappointed in Uba. Well, she already getting on my nerves, but disappointed in Uba and the stuff at how she was treating the land of Puerto Rico. It gives me how Lisa from Miami was acting, and I don't like that whatsoever. But whatever. And then Brandon and Uber get into it. I probably won't be back until reunion time, which they only got like a couple more episodes anyway, so oh well. Well, you're about caught up. Yeah, they still need a lot of tweaking and a lot of help. But that's all I do have. Enjoy your week, enjoy your January and your 2025. Like this video and share it if you want to. And also subscribe to this channel. Until the next one, peace.